What's up, guys? In this video, let's look at what functions in programming are. What do you refer to as functions and all that? Now, if you've been following my videos and you will be noticing that maybe every video I usually say each concept or this concept is what is important and that concept is also important. I want to say this is the same thing with functions in programming. Functions, there are things that you can not do without if you want to be doing programming on a high skill level. If you only you don't want to be adding and subtracting and you want to do a whole lot of things at the same time, you come in. So you really want to understand how do you want to do this kind of task over and over at any time in an easy way. So as you can see what I have here, I have it and this is coming out as a function. This is like the way that they do write function in most programming language, not all. So you want to call a function, you have it, sleep, code, repeat. This is just telling you that okay, in this it, it's not only going to be like it, there's a whole lot of things that I'm putting up together to name it this it. So let's go. What really is a function? A function is a block of code that performs a task. It can be called and reused multiple times, and that is what a function is. It's just a block of code that performs a task, just a task, a certain task, and you can use them multiple times and all that. So this is code diver. I'm using it as an editor for this program, for this programming 101 course. So you can simply just create a new project. I'm coming to this place and giving it a name. Already have the name here, function programming. Then you click on create. So I have this. Let me just can come to this place and give it a file name, programming function, and the SRC. Let me just call it function. Let me just call it function in programming and click on create. Okay, so I have this here. Let me just show you what function is. For example, I have int. Let me name this int my number. So I can assign it. Let me assign it to like 5 and I have it closed. I have another one. Let me say int and number 2. Let me assign this to 20. So I have this here now, for example. So I can just say, okay, I want to have this and I'm there, okay. Let's say int and sum. Then I assign it to my number and my number 2. So let me put this as my number 1. So now in this place, I have int my number 1, which is assigned to 5, int my number 2, which is assigned to 20, then my sum is equals to my number 1 plus my number 2. So I can simply say, okay, let me just call my sum out here. So let me replace this here, like this. What is happening here? I'm assigning this to this, I'm assigning this to this, then I'm calling this. You can just say, okay, run. So like you expect, at the bottom here, I have my answer to be 25. So you can see it in this place. I have my answer to be 25. But what about if I want to do the multiplication? So with multiplication, I can just say int my product should be equal to this multiplied by this. So let me cancel this and do this. So now I can just have another one like this. Now I'm having 2 printouts, and this is my product. This is so if I run this code now, this is going to give me my product and my sum. So let me sum it. Let me just run it, and then you can see this is saying 25 and this is saying 100. So that means 20 plus 5 is going to give me 25 here, and By this one that I have down here, I'm saying 20 times 5. It's going to give me 100. Now, the problem comes in. What about if I want to use, if in my requirement, this is the kind of some things that I want to be performing, but I want to actually run a lot of code, a lot of things. So how am I going to do this in a way that is going to be easier for me to just use one line and get my answer? Because for example, what if I want to change this to like 5? That means I will still have to come here, or I will still have to rewrite all this kind of code, and you get what I'm saying? So that is where function is coming in. Function helps you to bring all this together and gives you something that you can actually use to get the solution as soon as possible without writing all this code over and over. So let me say I want to wrap this now in function. So what happened here is that I created a function and then I pass in the integer like this, and currently this is just printing out my sum. And now if I should, let me clear this one out. So now this is what I have. And currently if I run this is not going to bring out anything. So what is the function of So what is the advantage of having something like this? The advantage of having something like this as against this that we have here, as against using just this, is the fact that you can actually call this function with any number, anywhere you are, and it's going to perform all these tasks for you. So now what I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to call this function and I'm going to pass in the parameters for it. So what I'm going to do, how will I call this function? I'm just going to come into this place, into this one that is here. And instead of writing all this out, all I'm just going to do is this. I'm just going to say my function and I'm going to pass in two numbers. So I can say 5, I can say 4, 5. Then I'm going to close it. So now, as you can see in this place, this one is still here and this is still here and this is going to run. So what is going to happen is this. The whole code of this place will run and it will work. But this little line here will still perform the same function as all the ones that is up here. That means if I'm in another place and I want to still use this function, all I just need to do is to just call it and pass in the values. So let me just run it now. So as you can see, we have this one coming out as 25 and 100, then this coming out as 9 and 20. Or let me just make them the same number, which is this is 5 and this one should be 20. So as you can see, you have 25 and 100, 25 and 100. That means all of this code that you have here brings out this 2. But all of this, just this, brings out this 2 also. And that is not as if maybe, oh, if you want to use this in this program now, if you want to use something like this, you still have to rewrite everything like this and still pass it in. But for this, all you just need to write is this, and that is the work of the function. You just